I think setup is pretty much done. It looks like Monkey still needs to get his timer resized. And then we might be ready. But we are not going to wait for that resized timer because we are starting right now. So good luck, Cool Kid. Good luck, Tired Monkey. And let's hope we have another good race. Okay, sorry, I was just getting some windows situated, just so I was ready for this, but looks like Monkey is keeping up with Cool Kid pretty good in these first few screens of cut. We don't have the magnet beam yet, and so we're not doing any crazy zips. This stage looks very straightforward, but it can actually be pretty mechanically demanding. Like if you compare Cool Kid or Andy, one of the top runners, to an average runner, they'll still be 5, 6, 7 seconds sometimes better than other runners, and it's just because they've optimized all of their movement to be as quick as possible. Cool Kid getting the screen wrap just fine, and so does Monkey. We'll see if the big eyes are nice today. Big Eye is scared of Cool Kid, does not want to give him any damage. But the Big Eye is not as scared of Monkey, apparently. You will probably see Cool Kid, yeah, take a D-boost there, just to be able to hit Cutman right when his iframes come off. I mean, that's a move that saves literal... So now we are on to Electman, which is... I still remember this as a kid. This is the most painful stage. That screen, actually, is probably the most painful stage for a casual player, like first-time player. Getting those jumps back and forth look easy when you watch any of these guys do it, but are very, very difficult when you're not used to the game. There are, I would say, 3 critical parts of this stage. The first one is coming up right here. It's called the Elect Corner Jump. It's on the next screen from where Cool Kid is right now. And if you miss this, it costs somewhere in between 12 and 15 seconds. But Cool Kid does get through first shot, and we'll see how Monkey likes to go. Monkey has gone right the entire tournament. And this, if done optimally, I believe is like a 4 or 5 second time loss, but it's very, very consistent and really easy to do. That second of the 3 tough parts or critical parts of this stage is where Cool Kid is right now at the magnet beam grab. And he is out without getting jailed, so that is good. That was a nice top exit as well. And now Monkey is here too. So Monkey's actually keeping up pretty good so far. Wow, that was a really quick grab from Monkey too. But yes, Cool Kid is the world record holder for a reason. He has gotten, I believe, 2 18s even in this tournament so far. Even gets the tiny little corridor zip before getting up on the ladder. And Cool Kid is through. We'll see how Monkey does on the climb. That third part that I was talking about is right here where Monkey is now. That the 2 screens of the elect climb. It is actually a lot tougher, I feel, than is advertised to do it optimally. Monkey got through that really well, though. That was really well, really good. Yeah, and I would say, even if this does get a wider lead than we've seen so far in some of our other races, like, I would just really enjoy it as seeing 2 really good people play and see what they can do individually. We're not there yet. I mean, if Cool Kid goes for Wily 2 skips and doesn't get them, or gets soft locked, I mean, there's a lot of different things that can still happen here. But Cool Kid also getting the bad break set up and got a really good zip at the beginning over the water. Got the double zip. Cool Kid mad that he missed the first corridor zip, that he takes the time to do a tiny little corridor zip at the end that went about 4 tiles on the screen. And Monkey making it through as well. Over the gap, that is. And now Monkey onto Iceman as Cool Kid is making his way very quickly through Fireman. Oh, Cool Kid actually not getting either attempt at that screen wrap zip. So I don't know if... So he was attempting a zip there, a short zip to that ladder. Yeah, it did look like he was going for the new zip that I believe Zoda and Endy were working on. Monkey had a little trouble with that first mini zip in Fireman, but it looks like he's going strong now. Cool Kid making quick work of Fireman. You saw what he did there. He actually shoots a beam, or shoots a whatever, nice thing, an icicle. We'll call it an icicle. And then he only, I think, did 1 or 2 hits with it, and then he ran a lot closer before and while firing a second beam. So when the orb actually came down, he was right next to it and able to jump to it. Which it looks like Monkey may have forgotten to place a beam to the left on that fire zip. It looked like he was still facing right, and he ended up falling, unfortunately. And so I'm not sure if anyone from our race did this. I know that Nis sometimes does this, but I love watching people do what Cool Kid is doing right now with this Sniper Joe dance. It just looks really kind of hypnotizing and awesome to watch, and it's not an easy thing to do. At least I assume it's not. And he does get that nice little zip. Monkey with another rough spot there. And gets the quick bomb man kill too. So he will be on to Guts as Monkey is trying to get his way through fire here. Looks like coolkid might have been 1 pixel too high for that jumping Guts. But you can be sure he was not going to miss both of them on that screen. And looks like Monkey is through on fire, so that is good. He will move on to bomb. And there are a couple setups here where no matter what Gutsman does, you can make sure that you get the quick kill with him. And he does get the sway grab, grabs the orb at an 11:56, I believe it was, which is just an insane time for a race. Well, it's an insane time for anyone, but for a race especially. Time to get to some of the fun levels with some of the more interesting zips to talk about. That one coolkid just got, you actually have to stop for about a half a second once you get on the beam before pressing left, or you will just die. You'll get to that wall there and die instead of going through it. And Monkey does get the bomb zip, so he is having a good bomb man stage. coolkid grabbed a lot of extra beams there that he didn't need. I wonder if he's going to do the Wily 2 skips with the safety of having the beams to get out. And Monkey is through bomb right as coolkid is going into the boss for Wily 1. T1redMonkey is setting up a pretty safe way to do this magnet beam screen. I actually hadn't seen this approach until the tournament. I think it's pretty nifty. Yeah, exactly, Nis. Like, until I watched some of these tourney matches, a lot of these kind of non-optimal strats, but incredibly more safe strats, I hadn't seen a lot of them either. Yep, so coolkid is going to go for the Wily 2 zips, so this is exciting. He gets that first half of it really quickly. As with the second. And gets out without needing to save himself. But I think he did grab those beams at the end of Wily 1. in case he needed to get himself out if he got subpixeled. Has a little trouble starting that Wily 2 zip up, as Monkey does finish Guts, so he is through the Robot Masters, and Cool Kid does get that screen wrap, as would be expected, but it's still really nice to see. Just as an aside, while we're waiting here for a second, please make sure to follow these runners. Cool Kid is obviously the world record holder. T1redMonkey would be looking a lot better if he was racing any mere mortal. So even though T1redMonkey is a ways behind, he is still a really, really good player and deserving of you guys' support. And Cool Kid onto Wily 3. There are two different ways to do this. Cool Kid obviously electing for the faster way. There is a safer, like more guaranteed way on the third screen of doing that zip. And we will see how many dupes Cool Kid gets. Oh, and he does save it with a third dupe there. Yep, and without, just to let you guys know, this is not a jinx whatsoever. But Cool Kid does look like he is on sub 19 pace. This has just been an incredible run by an incredible runner. And a really, really fast horizontal screen there for Cool Kid. Good. I can officially say, and I'm going to get more and more brash as this goes on, there is absolutely no way that Cool Kid will not get a sub 19 now. It is impossible for him to die at this point out. So, congratulations, Cool Kid, on what is sure to be a sub 19 run. And Cool Kid does pull out an 1839. According to splits, looks like an 1840 on the SRL time, but yeah, I mean that there's not a lot to say about this. Like if that is the fastest time, the only person who has ever put up a 1839 is Cool Kid and Endy. And that only loses to Endy's PB by 3 seconds. I had to go look it up quick. Endy has an 1836. You know, Squid, I don't know if that is his race PB. I can tell you it is. It didn't say it was his race PB, and so maybe he is tied with it, but Yeah, Monkey was having an incredible run. Like, he kept up with Cool Kid a lot more than I thought he'd be able to. Yes, Squid, you are correct. That is a tie of his race PB. So that is just incredible. Monkey gets the Wily 3-zip just fine. Yeah, I think for any percent, we've been doing any percent all stages for this tournament for the category. So that's the one you would want to look at for the world record. Monkey getting one dupe, so he will have to buster out a couple of these. And he does get through. So on to Wily 4. We'll see how Monkey does here. We'll see how many of the zips he goes for as well. I assume he'll go for this first one, but I'm interested to see if he'll go for the one over the spikes by the teleporter. Monkey gets the first one fine. It looks like he's just going to walk out this next one, which is definitely the safer option. It also preserves his beams for the boss refight skip here. That's a really good question if Monkey has lives. I really hope he does. He does. I thought I had seen one, but I didn't want to say anything. He must have picked up a 1-up at some point. It looks like Monkey, assuming he kills Wily, will be right around that 23-minute mark, based off of when he went into that door. Yep, at a 22:56, which obviously is a couple minutes from his PB. I'm sure he's not too thrilled about how he didn't fire, but outside of that fireman, that was a really, really good run from Monkey, too. So if you give me 1 minute, I'm going to see if the runners are ready to go right away again or if they want to take a little break. But I will be back very, very shortly. So one thing I think might be interesting to do, we should have a race to see who improves on their first game time the most, and whoever wins that will get the game win. Yeah, Mythical, I feel like that's always something that you're like, yeah, that could happen, but then it never happens. Yep, Mage Rion, all of these zips work on either copy, either Mega Man or Rockman. I believe the only differences in the game are the starting screen, and then when you hit start, Rockman makes a noise. But yeah, gameplay is identical between the two versions, so it's allowed to use whatever version you want. Monkey showing us the correct way to get out of jail, assuming you already have guts when you get there. Yeah, I mean, Cool Kid missed... He missed the short zip and screen wrap in Fireman right after the item refills. He missed a few corridor zips. And he missed one of the zips in Guts. But I mean, when you think about having 20 or 30 zips and you miss... I don't know, you make like 2 mistakes, that's just unbelievable. I think we are definitely getting ready for that next race, so we should see it starting probably within the next minute. And we are off. So we'll see how this goes this time. I think my restream is a little bit behind. Let me try to refresh. Yes, and by behind I meant ahead. You should definitely have game audio now. There is no audio on the title screen, and so that may have been why you didn't hear anything before. Cool Kid inducing a little bit of extra leg because those 2 jumpers stuck with him that entire way. Those guys are really... I don't know, they can be a big pain. They will follow you a long ways, and you'll see them again in Bomb Man as the next place they can really mess up your day if you don't get through them really quickly. Once again, Cutman, there's not a lot too tough with it as a whole. There's no special tricks other than that one little screen wrap. But it is still a pretty mechanically demanding stage to get through in a fast time. Cool Kid does get through, as does Monkey. Monkey is just a couple seconds behind so far. And we are starting our ascent in Elect Man. This stage is fairly unique in that most of the stage is just climbing directly upwards. Most platformers you see are more horizontal movements. Sometimes they go up and down screens, but this is definitely going up for the vast majority of the stage. And yes, Nis. Ooh. I will get back to Nis's question. It looks like Cool Kid does miss the corner jump, and Tired Monkey is actually taking the lead. And that is exactly why Monkey does that right route, because he doesn't want to lose that 12 seconds. But yes, Nis, I do think Cool Kid did have 4 life left, and that would have killed him, I believe, if he got hit there on cut. This is definitely the first time in the entire match that he has played from behind, and that does seem to be over now, as he gets what would be a really good grab for most people, but I think it was probably a tiny bit slow for what he's used to. But of course, he does get the swaggy top exit as well. And that is a good thing to point out. They have the exact score. So apparently they both got 100,000 on Cutman and have killed the exact same enemies so far. Yeah, this is something else that Monkey does a little bit differently than most other runners I've seen. He'll put a beam down and just take damage with that first electricity beam, and then he will place 3 more beams up. So he'll use 4 on each screen, where I find most runners only use 3. So he obviously saves beams from somewhere in Elect to be able to do that. But it seems to be a much safer option if you have the life than trying the optimal Elect climb. Looks like Cool Kid has the pixel again for this double zip. And he does. It's just so smooth. Monkey going ahead with what I believe how most people usually play this stage, just by trying to get as far as you can with those beams before potentially falling in the water. And Cool Kid once again gets all 3 zips in ice very quickly. And Monkey is only going to have 1 beam for this section over the gap, so he's going to have to be really, really careful. That was a pretty incredible level for Cool Kid. I'm sure it's not a gold, but it had to be really close. He hit every single zip, both corridor zips. That was a clinic right there with that level. And also with Monkey getting across with that 1 beam, like that part is is incredibly difficult if you don't have beams. And even just having one to get through half of it probably helped a lot, but it was still very, very scary. And Monkey is through ice, as Cool Kid is about at the halfway point of fire. Cool Kid apparently not having a lot of luck with that middle screen wrap. Not sure what's up with that, but it's definitely not his usual self. Gets through the fire zip. That zip, we didn't talk about it too much in game one, but as we saw with Monkey, it is one of the few zips that if you don't do it exactly correctly and go onto that screen on the right pixels, you can just die. It will kill you straight out if you do not execute it correctly, or even rather set it up correctly. So Talia, how zips work is the magnet beam needs to get at an exact pixel height to where I believe the game also kind of thinks that Mega Man's head is in the ground. And so when that happens, it tries to shoot Mega Man out of the ground, which he shoots him to the right until there is nothing else there. And so if you can get the exact pixel at the towards the top of the screen that will make that happen and make the game think that Mega Man is in the ground, that is what initiates the zips. And so every single zip in this game is actually pixel perfect. If you are not on the exact pixel, it will not trigger. And Monkey does finish with fire. Yeah, it's a lot easier to see like on the corridor zips that we might see in Guts. That's essentially what what the game is doing or thinking is happening, but it's kind of like a screen wrap because Mega Man goes towards the bottom of the screen there. Cool Kid gets through bomb very easily. Not very surprising. Yeah, Sniper Joe will follow you the entire level. Well, not the entire level. Until you get to that really big ladder, he will follow you that whole way. And that's why I think the way that Cool Kid and a lot of the other top runners do that section where they do that dance with the magnet beam is incredibly fascinating and difficult. What most runners do is what Monkey just did there. You freeze him with ice, and then he's stuck. He goes off the screen. You don't have to worry about it anymore. I think that is a much, much safer way of doing it. But it is a little slower because you have to switch to ice and then back to magnet. We'll see if Cool Kid can kind of... No, 1 pixel high again. I was going to say, we'll see if he can get all the zips he missed in the first match, or in the first game, in the second game, but once again misses that one. Oh, but I guess he missed the fire one again, too, so never mind. Monkey gets the bomb zip just fine, and is on to bomb, as Cool Kid is about halfway through Guts. I imagine Monkey is actually on pretty decent pace for this. Once again, Cool Kid, corridor zips, just looking amazing there. But yeah, it seems like Monkey's going to be on like a low 13 for his Robot Masters, which is really, really a good time. And Cool Kid with a 12:02 orb grab. Oh yeah, the Sniper Joe doesn't create any slowdown at all, as far as I know. It's more just the time loss is in having to switch to the Ice Beam and back to Magnet instead of just switching to Magnet at the start of the level. So it's a really small time save, but it looks really swaggy. Looks like Cool Kid was 1 pixel too low on that Wily 1 zip. And Monkey also getting the swag grab, and yeah, hitting the orb at 1326. It's definitely probably not on PB pace for him. I'm gonna pause that thought here, as Cool Kid actually just died on one of the most dangerous screens in the game. These platforms are completely random, and if they travel up a lot as you're trying to lay your beams, what just happened can happen very, very easily, and it's really, really frustrating. That is one of the most dangerous rooms in the game, just because they can be very, very mean to you. I feel like getting wrecked is definitely an overstatement. But yes, he is definitely not on the same pace he was last time. But if you look at it, it's probably still going to be a mid-19, which is still something that only about a dozen people have ever done. Not even in a race, but just period. I think he's trying to get some Magnet here, because he wants to be safe for the Wily 2 skip. There he goes. Yep, that was... Oh, wow. Well, Cool Kid does actually die again. He shows that, you know what, even the gods of this game do have a tough time with it from time to time. And Monkey is through Wily 1, so even though Cool Kid needed to farm a little bit, like, even with that, that does show, like, how well Monkey is being able to at least keep up a little bit here. Cool Kid does get through the Wily 2 boss reskips without soft locking, though, so that's really good. Or without getting sub-pixeled. He did have the Magnet Beam needed to not soft lock. I do want to just say once again, though, and reiterate, Cool Kid leading in this race has nothing to do with how good Monkey is or not, or how bad Monkey is. Monkey's actually a really good player. It just really goes to show just how far ahead Cool Kid is than really anyone but the top 2 or 3 runners or 4 runners have a chance to really make it interesting with him. Yeah, Monkey did have a really rough place to die. The checkpoint in this level is not until you get to the very end by the dropping down the ladders towards the end, and so dying anywhere before pretty much the end of the stage is incredibly punishing in this stage. I feel like Monkey was actually pretty close to PB pace before he died there, though. I don't know for sure, but he was playing a lot better this game. Time for the dupe guesses for Cool Kid. Get him in really quick. It looks like Cherry is the winner with a 4. And being the first one to say 4. Big John would be proud of the number of dupes the Cool Kid got there. 3 is the minimum you need to not lose time, and anything more than that is just pure swag. Cool Kid having a little trouble with this new zip setup. And gets it on the second try after grabbing a refill. Gets the zip by the teleporter over the spikes as well. And now just one boss refight skip away from Wily. And I do think, so I think Cool Kid actually picked up a 1-up here during this game. Yep, he did. I remember hearing the noise. If he didn't, he would have died as well, or he would have game overed there, which would have made it incredibly close, but I'm sure Cool Kid, being the player he is, definitely knew how many lives he had. And Monkey, unfortunately, not getting any dupes as Cool Kid starts Wily. Sure, I can explain that one in a sec. Hold on. So GG Cool Kid with what looks like a 2005 and a 2006 in IRC. Actually, so I may actually not be able to explain the bomb zip that well. But from what I understand, the spikes there aren't really the problem. You initiate the zip by getting on that same pixel and then hitting up, because if you look on the right side of the screen at the bottom, there's a ladder. And so when you hit up, it actually thinks you're grabbing the ladder from the bottom of the screen and puts you to the next screen up 1 from that. And then you need to face left, so that's why you see a lot of people putting a beam to the left. You don't actually need to place a beam, you just need to face left. And then you hit select twice to pause and unpause the game, and then the game thinks, oh no, he's in the wall, let's get him out, and it pops him to the right. And then when you get to the next screen, it's like, okay, he's probably fine, and you just fall because there's nothing there. Oh, that refight skip. Gotcha. I can absolutely not explain why that does what it does. I don't know why it kills you, but it ends up zipping you far enough along to where when you die, you've reached the checkpoint, which was essentially the room before Wily, and that's where you spawn. It looks like Monkey is finishing this up. Hopefully he will get Wily down, and he does with a time of 21:47. Which that 21:47 is within a minute of his PB, and he had a very, very punishing death in Wily 2. And so Monkey was actually probably really close to PB pace outside of that Wily 2 death. We will see if either of them are willing to jump in for an interview. I know that someone said Cool Kid might be sick, so he might not be feeling up for it, but we'll see if either of them want to jump in here. It looks like Cool Kid will hop on for an interview quick. So yeah, I mean, that was a 2-0 in favor of Cool Kid, but Monkey, I feel, did a very, very good job with the races. I'm going to post their Twitch links again. Be sure to give them a follow and support them, because they are two really good runners. And thank you, Squid, if you are explaining the refight skip, because that is one that I cannot do well. I can tell you, though, if you are learning this game, that refight skip is actually very important to learn. I believe it saves the most time in the game, probably followed by the bomb zip. But we can ask the master himself. Cool Kid has joined us. How are you doing, Cool Kid?
Hey, Cobb. How are you doing today?
I'm great. Like, not only did I get to race today, I got to commentate a great match between you and Monkey. Take us through how you felt about it. I assume you enjoyed the first match better, or first game better, but take us through what you think of it.
Nah, both games were. I don't know. I enjoyed both races, both runs. The first one, well, obviously, went better, was faster, but it was a fun race.
And we saw you try a couple newer zips that I feel may have just been found. One of them in Fire, and then one of them as just a new setup for the Streamline zip in Wily 4.
Yeah, the one in Fire, I practiced it offline, and I haven't done it in runs yet. Well, since I haven't done runs, I set it up correct in the first race, but I was too far to the left. So otherwise, it would have worked. It would have been cool. And then in Wily 4, yeah, that's how I do it in Wily 4. It's tough setup.
Gotcha. Yeah, I haven't even tried either of them. I did see this week when Zoda and Andy were posting in the Mega Man speedrunning Discord about how the Fireman one was found and stuff. It seems like a pretty consistent setup, though.
Yeah, their setup is definitely consistent, same as in Wily 4. I don't know, I just like doing slightly faster but way less consistent setups that sometimes work.
Yeah, but when you can get all those things to work, you can get world records with them.
Yeah, definitely. But I don't know, I just like I like having fun with the game. Just yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. So tell us, with some of what you've seen in this tournament, like as being one of the best runners, I mean the best runner, but one of the best runners in the tournament, like, what have you thought of the tournament as a whole so far? What have you thought about what feels like so many people picking up Mega Man 1 for the first time and having a lot of fun with it?
I'm just enjoying it a lot. I think so far it's been an amazing tournament, and seeing just, as you said, like so many new runners that are not just settling with a decent PB, but push themselves to get better. I think it's I'm really enjoying it, the tournament, and the competition. Certainly, well, your race was. I just want to shout out the previous race you guys had. It was amazing. Love that one.
Yeah, I would definitely say if it was a decent race, if you want to see a close race, the VOD is out on, or at least the highlight will be out on Speed Gaming soon. But Yeah, no, I don't really want to talk about my own races that much, but I think there have been a lot of surprises for me too. Like watching Ania, like I think he's improved a ton this tournament. Nis has improved a ton this tournament. Like there are so many people that have had like multiple minute PBs during the tournament, and it's been incredible to watch.
Yeah, definitely. Just seeing it's kind of funny seeing people who in like their initial goal might have been, oh, I might settle for like a 22 or 21, but who are now like on the brink of breaking. I mean, getting below 20 minutes even. It's really cool how I don't know. I think it's really cool to see people kind of pushing themselves in this game, and I think it's a great speed game too. So
Yeah, I would like to give a shout out to Speed Gaming and Feasel and Mythical and all the staff just for being able to showcase this game, because I think it has garnered a lot more uh, attention from the Mega Man speedrunning community and just the speedrunning community as a whole. Do you have any other messages, things you want to say to your fans, Cool Kid, before we sign off here?
I'll just like to thank you very much for hopping on commentary. I know it was a little last you got on last minute on the commentary, so just like to thank you a lot for hopping on and doing the commentary.
Yeah, I don't want to pull a Prizzy here, but I am going to get off and eat the lunch that I went and grabbed before I commentated. It's not pasta though. It's not pasta.
Wait, what is it though? We are curious now.
It is a cheeseburger and some fries from a fast food joint. It is nothing nearly as interesting as pasta.
Oh, sounds good nonetheless.
Yeah, I'm really hungry, so it'll be good. But no, thank you, Cool Kid. Congratulations and good job, Monkey. Monkey had a couple deaths. Like Fireman was rough in game 1, and Wily 2 was rough to him in game 2. He actually died right before. I think it was right after Alec, like right before the checkpoint. So he lost a lot of time there. But it was a really good run up, like outside of that one spot. So I mean, he had outside of 2 stages, he had 2 really good runs. And obviously, Cool Kid, like your first run was incredible with that 1840, and then or 1839 on your splits, 1840 in SRL, and that second one even, which I think it was like almost an even 20, like that would still be like probably the 5th best time for people in the tournament. At least it would rank 5th among people for their PBs for the tournament anyway. And so even though it's not one of your best runs, it definitely still would do very well in the tournament.
Yeah. But yeah, I would also like to add. I would like to give a shout out to Monkey and Monkey, Massimo, and Beaver, Louded Beaver. Those were my I don't want to call it group friends, match friends.
We can call them group friends. They were your group mates. Yeah,
group mates. And I'd like to give good luck to Monkey in the tournament, as assuming he'll be moving on alongside with me out of to the playoffs.
Yep, Monkey will take the 2 seed in Group A, and you have the 1 seed, and so you may end up seeing this matchup again at some point. I would think that they aren't going to let people who are in the same group race each other in the first round, like in the round of 16. But if Monkey and you both win a race, I assume you could play in the round of 8, even as soon as that.
Yeah, definitely. We'll have to see. But again, thank you very much for commentating, and enjoy your lunch.
Yeah, thanks. I'm not necessarily certain what's coming up next on all of the speed gaming channels. I do know there is supposed to be a Mega Man race in about 10 minutes on the flagship Speed Gaming, the regular #1 Speed Gaming, but without the 1. I do know that should be coming up very soon. Not sure what's coming up here on 3, but have a wonderful rest of your afternoon, evening, morning, depending on where you are in the world. For Cool Kid and Monkey, this has been Cove, and we hope you've enjoyed it. Have a good day.
Okay. Oj, kan du åka där någonstans nu? Inte? Gör det?